Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Mega Man X. I'm your host, VGMKoren, and in the last one, we finished off the 8 Mavericks and got all of our upgrades. All our sub-tanks, all our heart containers and tank things, everything. Now we have this giant bald guy staring at us, and the music in this stage selection is a little bit stranger than it was before. So let's click it and find out what happens. What happens is you go to a new and awesome stage, and are immediately assaulted by a cutscene. Let's split up. I'll go in first, and you can slip in while I keep the main defense force busy. I don't know where my voice went with that, but it was away. How about that? So yes, just like classic Mega Man X games classic Mega Man games in Mega Man X, after you beat all 8, well, Mavericks instead of Robot Masters, but after you beat all of them, you go to the last set of stages. Yeah, shocking, that's where we went with that. And generally speaking, they're a lot harder and rely much more on the weapons that you've been using up to this point, or may not have been using for stage traversal. For example, here, in this extremely difficult part actually, I am using the powered-up version of Sting Chameleon's weapon to make myself invincible to all damage while I climb giant floating platforms to Sigma's base. Didn't really need to use it again, but hey. Yeah, one thing that always struck me as a kid is that, as I was saying, this is much, much different from the stages you were just playing. You are expected to use your weapons here. Or at least I think you are. I don't know. You should comment down below if you think differently. Anyways, it's not too long before... That was amazing. I've never actually done that before. It's not long before you get up to your first boss fight. And what do I mean by that? Well, after I grossly underestimate how many stairs there are... Stairs, ladders... Stay back, X, I'll take him on, I think is what he said. Yeah, so Zero decides to go ahead and fight Vile by himself, and that should go well, right? I mean, he did take off Vile's arm last time. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Nothing bad ever happens to characters in this game, right? Right? Also, this is as close as you're going to get to a cutscene in Mega Man X. X, do what I tell you or he is history. Don't listen to him, X. Go ahead and blast him. Dream on, Zero. X knows he can't defeat me. I hate my voices. My armored carrier is much more than a match for his ancient weapons. And the funny thing is, he's right. No matter what you do or what weapons you use here, you can't win the Vile fight. Which is kind of why I'm not wasting any special ammunition. I'm just kind of showing how, well, you don't get anything out of this. Now, I always thought this was a little weird because you spend the entire game powering up, and then Vile still can beat the crap out of you just anytime he wants to. Makes you kind of wonder, what was he doing while you were off killing all of Sigma's Mavericks? I guess he was... I don't know. It's not like he actually has to do anything to win, come to think of it, so... You could have just had a tea party. Anyways, the best laughing animation in the game is followed by Zero showing that he wasn't really captured. Maybe, but I'm not through yet. And it's time for the moment in every game ever. Well, you'll see. And by exploding on Vile's right armor, he doesn't have it anymore. What a worthless gesture. I can't be defeated by so easily. So, X, it's just you and me now. Oh wait, I got a full heal. Yay! What the? Where did that energy come from? It really doesn't matter how much energy you absorb, X. You are still far too weak. Prepare to be terminated. Oh. Why am I voicing him like that? Anyways, Vile is, well, he takes a lot of damage from your ancient weapon systems, which is kind of funny. That is just the regular charge shot I'm hitting him, and he is not even weak to that. Now, I'm going to show you what he is weak to. It is Rolling Shield, and as you can see by his tremendously dropping HP bar, it finishes him off pretty easily. Alright, and as you can see, he drops bombs, he shoots lasers, but he's really not that tough without his ride armor. After you make him explode with a shield, he, well, explodes. And we're still too cool to look at that explosion while fighting him. Alright then. But over here... X, I've taken too much damage. Auto repair systems can't handle it. My power is fading fast. Your power is greater than I thought. Maybe you can destroy Sigma. Well, maybe is a great way to go out. I mean, I guess auto repair systems really can't handle the fact that you just got half your body blown up by yourself. Bouncy, 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 bounce. But I've always found that weird. Like, Zero was originally supposed to be the protagonist of Mega Man X. The creator wanted Zero, not X, to be the protagonist. Capcom ended up making him change the character because, well, that's generally what Capcom does, I guess. And so instead of playing Zero, Zero instead dies. It just seems a little bit spiteful to me. And here's another point where I'm talking about. The tornado, and the charged tornado specifically, makes this section way easier than it otherwise would be. And one thing to note is that if you don't get the gun upgrade before Zero dies, he gives it to you upon his death. I want to stop fighting these things. There we go. So, at this point, you have to have at least the legs and the arm upgrade, but that's it. You don't need to be taking less damage or to be able to headbutt things. And now another Mega Man X classic, refighting old bosses. Just like the old games. No, that's... Where are the torpedoes? That was a shield. Where? Okay, I found them. Just like the old games, you have to fight all of the Mavericks and or Robot Masters again. Now, later games in the series made it to where you had to fight them all in one stage, but earlier iterations had them spread out through the levels that you actually just plain play through. Another weird thing, even though that was the most cutscene you'll ever get in Mega Man X, it wasn't the end of the stage. Instead, the stage keeps going. And that feels a little weird. It's just like, oh, Zero's dead, guess I'm gonna keep going. Bye. Like, you'd think that you'd take a moment of silence to be sad about Zero dying. But no, no one cares. And I was always sad when Zero died as a kid. His traumatic little lip bleeding as he was dying made me very sad, because I always liked Zero. I mean, he had awesome hair. What does Mega Man X have? He has shoulder pads. That's it. Anyways, 3 bosses. This is the 3rd boss of the stage, and it's the... well, I guess aside from Vile, it is a new one. It's a giant spider, and I hate it. Oh my god, why did I do that? That was terrible. Alright, so the spider's gimmick is that it drops down from the sky, and then it makes you want to die. No, really, all this thing really does is it falls on you, and you can kind of see where it's going to be falling based on where the vines are appearing. But I don't know, I was always bad at it. I'm still bad at it. It also is weak to shotgun ice, in case you were wondering why I was using... oh god, no. I hate everything about this boss fight. I really do. Where's he going to end up? No! This is always a boss where I end up dying. Wait, shotgun ice can... shotgun ice can... I'm so bad! Oh my god. I'm so sorry. Nope. Okay. Okay, I did it. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. Not the terrible things. And just like Storm Eagle, this boss can actually also give birth. Which... can robots give birth? Well, I mean, they can't, obviously, but in the X-verse. And, by the way, the more you damage this guy, the faster his life... or the faster he falls. Not the faster his life falls. I mean, technically, yes, because he's falling faster, therefore you can shoot him faster. But, no. Not at all. Alright. It actually is extremely hard to analyze where he's going and talk at the same time, so I apologize if I'm not quite as obnoxious as I usually am. Or something along those lines. Yeah, he goes really fast towards the end. And for the longest time, I thought he was just weak to the Mega Buster, so I would just fight him with the Charge Shot, which goes much slower than Shotgun Ice, by the way. And I would fail. Now, because he is a giant spider, we are going to look at that explosion. And this, not killing Vile, the person, you know, that you set out to become stronger to defeat, is the end of this first Sigma stage. Kind of odd. It's also a long stage, actually, looking at my recording time, but hey. No new weapons and a useless password. That's right, if you use this password, it doesn't matter. Anytime in any game that you, in any X game, that you save before the last boss stage, and then quit and then come back, you will have to redo the entire Sigma or Wily stages. All of them. So if you're going to do this, either do it in one run or, well, or you'll regret it, basically. There's not a whole lot else there. Now, just as always, the music in these stages is pretty fantastic, and I got hit when I didn't need to. Because I am the best, or something like that. Anyways, we already are at the first boss, which is a boss we didn't see the weakness to, Chill Penguin. Now, Chill Penguin was pretty pathetic before, and, you know, I totally didn't die to him or anything. But you can set him on fire, and just like, well, not exactly just like Spark Mandrill, he actually has enough of a invulnerability time that he can start sliding. But he's not, I mean, his special attack is sliding. I guess he can breathe ice at you, which, well, I just got hit, so I'm terrible at everything. Still, most of the time, Chill Penguin is just gonna, you know, slide at you. I don't know how to make this interesting commentary. Stop sliding! Do a blizzard or something. That was a jump. Alright then. That is the last we'll be seeing of Chill Penguin. I feel slightly validated, but not really because I still died to him. Or, yeah. Yeah, let's go with that. And back to the Sigma stage. If you're fast, you can hit that guy before he gets into his right armor, and that means you get your right armor. And did that guy just laugh? Did that guy laugh when his pickaxe hit me? It was definitely... I'm going to punch you and all of your friends. Every last look-alike friend that you got for your Twinsies Day at work is going to die. Okay. Everyone's dead. I feel a little bit better now. This is a pick your poison kind of thing, but generally speaking, between wall runners and then floating platforms with obnoxious things on them, I prefer the wall runners. It's a lot easier to get up these stages when there isn't a platform blocking your way. And speaking of platforms not blocking your way, in a terrible, terrible change of topic to... Okay, we're fighting Storm Eagle. That's where I'm going with that. I don't know how it was going to link back. I'm sorry. And oh no, he's flapping his wings at us. We better just use the dash ability that we have to use. Storm Eagle is weak to Chameleon Sting. Ugh. By the way, in case you didn't notice. And no, his tornado doesn't do damage. He can only hurt you by birthing at you or by diving at you, which he did... I guess he birthed at me this time, so... I don't really want to continue describing things as birthing at me to attack. So... I hope that... don't birth at me. No! I don't know, I'm stuck on birthing at the moment, apparently, so that's gonna be a thing. But just like last time, after a couple of bosses, or Mavericks, we go right on into the actual boss fight. And this boss is great because, guess what? It's a giant face. That's right. It's a giant face and it has eyeballs that shoot lasers at you. And, okay, this is not coming from me, but apparently Mr. Devious says that the reason why this Maverick exists is because Sigma went to Asia or something and then was like, oh, that's really cool. I want to have a boss like that. He has blue and green eyes, by the way, too. So, So yeah, apparently Sigma went to Asia, was like, oh, that's really cool, I'm going to build this Asia robot. And that's where it comes from. Now, I don't know if he's completely off his gourd when he says that. I cannot be the judge of that. But you should comment down below. If it's true, then I personally will take credit for it for telling you. If it's false, mock him mercilessly. You know you must do it. Anyways, part of this boss that makes it unique is the fact that every time you destroy it, something different happens. Like if you take out the nose, the walls stay. If you take out the eyes, then the nose stays. But I kind of did even damage to everything on complete accident and didn't show off a really cool part of the boss fight. So, oops! On the bright side, you have victory fanfare to cheer you up. And Mega Man X cheering, and his happy face as he greens out. He was also weak to Chameleon Sting, in case you didn't notice. Another worthless password, and looking at the time, even though I'm going to have to finish this game right now in order to, you know, make the rest of this Let's Play, I'm going to split the video here so that you can't see me do that immediately. So it'll look like I'm taking a break, but I'm not taking a break. Unless you're watching in the future, in which case, then I won't be taking a break because you can go to the next episode and watch me right now. But if that future possibility hasn't happened yet, then I hope to see you in the next one.